Is it an ego problem or a superiority complex or power trip? Doesn't matter. Look, when you're a CO, a correctional officer, you are there. You are a glorified babysitter. You are a glorified babysitter. You are not Captain America. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't be thorough as possible, that you don't do your job correctly, that you either eliminate or minimize taking shortcuts because they can come back and bite you, whether it's severe or not so severe. You do your job. What gets a lot of people in trouble, what gets a lot of people, especially men that work in corrections, hurt is they come in there trying to be Captain America and trying to police every little thing, and that's just not possible because you end up contradicting yourself and just making unnecessary enemies and creating unnecessary problems for not only yourself but for your coworkers, your sergeants, your lieutenants, and the other inmates who are just trying to stay out the way. Do not come into the penitentiary trying to be Captain America, trying to do every little thing right, trying to be on everybody's ass all the time. You want to be the guy or gal that's respected, that people know what's up, that people tighten up around, but you don't want to be necessarily that person that, these guys hate per se, because they can just, you're spending 10 to 16 hours, anywhere between 10 to 16 hours with these guys 5 to 6 days a week, So you have to be intelligent with how you choose to move and how you choose to operate. And it's not possible to be Captain America. By Captain America, what I mean is perfection, over policing. Do not over police. It is prison. They are going to do sneaky stuff. Inmates will be inmates. They're going to do sneaky stuff. They're going to pass things. They're going to have their little underground prison economy. And yes, if you see something that's, especially something that's dangerous like drugs, weapons, cell phones, you confiscate it, you write them up, you throw them in the shoe, you throw them in a seclusion-like area, whatever thing that you have to do, however severe punishment that goes with your prison, whether it be state or federal, you handle up when you catch them with something like that. But you have to understand that prison is prison. Inmates will network. They're going to stop. They're going to chop it up. They're going to use the bed sheets to play dominoes and do all type of stuff like that. They're going to shoot kites and slide stuff to each other. And it's just impossible for you as a human being, as one person, as one officer, to be on top of all that stuff all the time and to have your head up their ass all the time. It's not practical. You may not like the way this sounds, but you have to, a certain degree, allow them to network into politics. Because they're going to do it anyway, they also will respect you and they will understand that, hey, as long as we're not doing anything too out of pocket, that guy, he's going to stay out of our way and let's stay out of his way. That's how you build that kind of respect. That's how you build that rapport. I'm a very laid back CO. I stay out the way. I show up to work. My main goal every day is to exit the same way I entered. I repeat, my main goal every day and your main goal as a CO officer is to exit the same way that you entered your facility. If you came in there with your head high, your chest out, safe, you should be going out the same way. After you get your money, you put that work in. Do not come in there thinking that, I don't know. Do not come in there over policing, doing the most, because you end up looking stupid. You honestly end up making more mistakes because you're never going to know all the policies and rules as good as those guys do because they have all the time in the world to study that. You got a family when you go home. You got kids. You got a wife. Some people even got another job or a side hustle. Some people got, you got hobbies. You may box. You may do jiu-jitsu. You may play pickleball. I don't know. Take vacations. You got other stuff going on in your life. You may be in college. These guys ain't got nothing going on. So a lot of these guys actually know policy and procedure just like, just like you, but better than you, because they got more time to study that stuff than you. Even if and when you allocate time, because you should be knowledgeable about the rules, especially the place that you work at, or the facility or the administration that you work under, you definitely need to be familiar with that. But at the end of the day, they have more time than you. You need to know, of course, master the basics, the fundamentals, the hardcore stuff, create their respect, create those boundaries. They don't need to overstep. You don't need to overstep, and don't over police. Go in there, do your job. If somebody violate, you holler at them. As long as it's not nothing major, you holler at them. Hey, talk to them. Man, don't do that dumb shit again. Keep it pushing. If it's something extreme, like a cell phone, weapon, drugs, you confiscate it. You notify your supervisor. You write them up. You put them in some type of secluded area, whatever that is for your particular prison. Get them away from the other guys. Of course, if anything SA related is going on, then you got to get PREA involved. So, that's non-negotiable. But, I'm not talking about the extreme stuff, the cell phones, the drugs, the SA, the weapons and stuff, the dirt. I'm not talking about stuff like that, or the cash apps. I'm talking about the petty prison politicking that they do every day. Do not be on them guys' backs every day, especially if you're a new officer. Find the basics, find the fundamentals, the hardcore stuff. Stand your ground. Say no. Always say no, especially if you don't understand. Unless it's something that you know that they can do, that they're entitled to, then you can say yes. If you don't understand it and you don't know, just say no. But don't over police. Don't be that guy. Don't be that gal. Because you will end up looking stupid, and you will end up creating unnecessary enemies. And that's just not, that's not just to refer to the inmates. There's unnecessary enemies in your coworkers, unnecessary enemies in your ranks, and unnecessary enemies in your administration. Because when people constantly filing complaints on you, or doing all this type of stuff, that's not a good look. They shouldn't hate you. They should respect you. It's a difference. They shouldn't hate you. They should respect you. An officer that's respected does his or her job. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. If you guys like this, make sure you like, you subscribe, and you share. You tell me what you think. Is over policing a thing in your institution? This is another episode of Institutionalized, Corrections Exposed. Thank you for joining. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and put your comment underneath. Thank you.